These past 2 years were so intense to me. So I wanted to take the time to make some sort of summary to digest all of this, point out and share what I've learned, and to leave here as a memory for my future self. Before coming to France, I felt so much fear. Fear of leaving my parents. What if mom and dad would be sick and would need me the most? Can I support them from far away? Those kinds of questions were raising in my head. I knew and understood and felt the intensity of this decision, that the path will be long, and the year ahead of me is going to be hard. I went through many emotions: happiness for being accepted in my first choice university, and then fear of leaving my first home, maybe for years. But deep inside of me, I knew I will do it. I knew that it's normal to feel all of this confusion, but I just needed time. Airports definitely see more sincere kisses than waiting halls. So I said goodbye to mom and dad, wiped my teary eyes, and continued my way, looking into the next step. Life requires courage, real courage to make decisions and assume all what comes after. Coming to France was for me the first big decision in my life. And you know what? It was the first time I really felt proud of myself for overcoming the mental load it has spawned. I learned that the best things in life come from seeking discomfort. Okay, the first year was not easy either. You know what was difficult to me? It's not learning so many muscles by heart, nor learning and forgetting and relearning crib cycle. It's, for me, isolation. A new country, a new study environment. I didn't really have friends, or at least study fellows. Why didn't I go to the library? That's a good question. I did go sometimes, but during almost the whole year, I was telling myself that I should be able to study alone no matter what, and not go to the library because I need to, but because I want to. And now I realize that I was totally wrong. I am by nature an ambivert. I love spending time alone, reflecting on myself, or reading a book, but I gain my energy from socializing. And that being said, one shouldn't try to be somebody else to change their nature. I am who I am, and you are who you are. Forcing yourself to be of another nature just to challenge yourself or persuaded of your fake ability to do things is not the right way to think. I learned that to explore your full potential, you should explore your true nature. The first year, I made a step closer to understanding who I am. This year taught me also that facing rejection and failure is as important as success. Believe me that no matter how many times you've heard this before, it won't speak to you as much as when you experience it. This year taught me also that I am strong. Strong enough to be rejected and still believe in myself. Strong enough to do my best and still fail and still have faith in God, hope in the future, and optimism in the present. This year was filled with so many first times, and I can only be proud of myself, of my bravery to do new things. Things that might seem scary, because no matter how this might sound easy to some people, I believe that it's overcoming one's own fears and limits that is true bravery. And accepting our natural selves without forcing change is another level of bravery. I want them to thank the crazy summer 2022 for everything. Hiking in sea rocks with bare feet, coming through a rotting dead little whale, looking at a patient with a cut hand with only almost some nerves left, swimming in freezing water, sleeping by the river in a valley, hiking with my sister in the middle of nowhere, and crossing borders on foot, laughing with an old Slovak man who doesn't understand English, trying to ask us if we were sisters. In short, summer 2022 was a summer of healing, family, and exploration. Now comes the second year, my second chance. The year I have never thought I would someday experience, but for which I can only be thankful to God. This year, I didn't necessarily study what I would choose for myself, but I learned from the experience itself as much as I learned from lectures. I studied in the library, made friends, laughed from my heart, got good grades, played more music, but also cried in moments of uncertainty, overthinking, and fatigue. This year, I did something I was waiting for since last year. I joined the tutoring association of my university. Did all the late night calls to prepare and finalize the physics exercises, run with the bike on Saturday mornings to arrive on time to supervise the mock exam, skipped a class to come to the Friday morning correction session to help students better understand physics. This year I also warmly greeted strangers, went crazy dancing and singing national songs in Les Champs-Élysées, joined the football team of my university, hurried after my 6 p.m. class and carried a ball bag bigger than me in the metros. All in all, I struggled as much as I learned and enjoyed this year. Finally, I want to thank God for everything and anything.
Hoy te traigo una animación muy...
I hesitated so much before sharing this video, but I didn't want to keep what I learned from these 3 years only for myself, because I've always believed that sharing is caring and giving is receiving.